Hello, Chloe here from Border River Flowers. I hope this video is worth it. I've just spent an hour trying to get the mic to work. I think it's working now. Hopefully it's working and you can hear this well enough. I'm going to do a step-by-step tutorial on how to make and wrap a bouquet. I've done bouquet making ones before and bouquet making and wrapping ones before, but not one that was sort of slowed down to a pace that was nice and easy to follow. So I'm going to try and achieve that today. Hopefully I remember all the tips and tricks that helped me when I was learning. It's hard to remember all the things that helped back when I was learning, so hopefully I remember to point out all the things that may help you. We've had a few of you wanting to learn how to wrap bouquets, so I'm simply going to do make one bouquet, wrap one bouquet, so that anyone who just wants to learn that doesn't have to watch a whole big long video of other stuff in it. It's simply just going to be making and wrapping a bouquet. We hope you find it helpful and enjoyable. So I thought just before starting I'd run through what I have to work with. And a putty cat that keeps trying to jump up my leg. White Lisianthus, lemon Lisianthus, pink called mid-grape. It's like a mauvey, almost pinkish mauve colour. Hello again. What are you doing up there? What are you doing up there? Some pink. See what I mean? You can't just happy being around here, can you? You've got to climb up on me. Some pink zinnias and just a few gladdies. I have my sister here doing the videoing for me today, so I've got to try and get my angles right so that you can see well enough. One of the main things to start with is I'd lay all my ingredients out, what I plan on making the bouquet out of. You won't necessarily use every bit of it, but we try to work with odd numbers. I've got 5 Lisianthus here. Now 4 will be the correct amount usually, but sort of when you're working, when I say about working with odd numbers, if you've got a flower like zinnias, working with odd numbers is quite important. It makes it look so much better. It makes it look more rounded, easier. If you use 4, you start looking more like it's square. If you get up into your sort of numbers where you're using a lot, if you use 6, that would still look fine, but when you're using 3 and 4, always use 3 instead of 4. And with the lizzies, because they've got multiple flowers on a stem generally anyway, you're not going to tell if you're using odd or even numbers anyway. So it's sort of a little bit forgiving in that way, but anything that's just a single stem like this, yeah, if you use like 2 or 4, it's going to look a little bit off and unbalanced. So we get our main flower, whatever flower you want to start with. Look at that, that's one stem of Lisianthus. That's a bit bulky. I reckon we might have to take a couple of side branches off just to get our length in our stem. And now the cat is back. Hopefully it doesn't try and jump up my leg. Crossing stems, start with your middle flower, your main flower that you're going to work around, and then if you're using foliage or your filler flower, use it around it. And again, I still like to work in odd numbers generally, and then sort of if it looks like there's a bit of a gap still, I will maybe add in another one, I usually do like using a bit of, okay, my stems are a bit long here. I'm just going to cut my stems so I can show you a little bit easier. So when I'm making it, wherever you start crossing your stems, keep crossing your stems in that one place and keep crossing your stems the same way. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people who sort of try to pick up the, or even show others how to do the spiraling, and they often start putting their stems back both ways, and that just doesn't work. It looks messy, and you'll find your stems at the end will be really bulky to hold because they'll be sitting over each other, not just sitting nicely in with each other. Now always remove the leaves where you're going to be holding them. Spiraling the same way again. And when I want to put another flower in, I just hold down below my other hand or above, whichever one you find holds these nice and still, and I just spin it. It's quite easy, and if you just hold it in the right place, it's not going to all fall out of place. Spiral the same way again. Spiral the same way. This probably kind of looks back to front on there a little bit. Spinning my bouquet around. And crossing my stems over. Now, it doesn't matter which way you spiral them, just make sure whatever way you start spiraling them, you keep spiraling them the same way. A bit more filler flower. This Gumfrina is quite a nice filler. Spinning my bouquet around. Got such long stems that I keep banging into everything with them. Now, if you look at the bouquet at this point, you generally sort of see how rounded it's looking or where it needs something added in. I'm going to pop these zinnias in now, and I'm just going to tuck them in any of the little spots that looks a little bit gappy here. And the cat is trying to grab the stems now, and I'm just going to try and keep them sort of the same distance apart around the bouquet so it looks even. And if I need to sort of move a little bit of the lizzies around to make it so it fits in there nicely. And there, so we've popped those in, and that's pretty much it. If you wanted to make it bigger, you could always add, if I was going to make it bigger, you'd definitely need some foliage or something to help build it out. But you just grab some more lizzies and you just keep going round and round. So add in what you can from holding it from this side, sort of be able to add into there, even add into there where I'm holding it. And then when you want to add into the other side, just grab it like that, spin your hand around and spin it around, and then add in for the other, pretty much half. You can do, hold it in one spot, get what you want into half of it, and then spin it around and get into the other half of it. We're going to trim the stems off. So I just sort of look for the shortest stem, cut off it. If you got a stem that is quite short and you want it a little bit longer, you can cut it just a fraction longer, but not too much longer that stem isn't going to reach water. It has to, the other stems have to be close enough in length that they're all going to get the water. Now I'm just going to wipe the bench because we don't want our paper on water. Pop that out of the way. I just use curling ribbon to tie off with. Lots of people use elastics. I really don't like elastics, but if that's what you use and that's what you've learnt with and that works for you, then that is totally fine. I just wrap it around twice. Right, always tie off right on the point where you spiral. If you tie it down lower, you're going to pull your flowers like in really tight, and the same if you tie it tighter, you're going to just pull all your flowers in tight onto each other. So just do that, and if your bouquet is balanced enough, you should just be able to sit it on the edge of your workspace, hold just the tiniest little bit of weight on whatever you're tying it off with. I go round twice because that stops it from undoing, and just tighten it up, double knot it, cut the excess off, and that's it tied. And now I'm going to get some wrap. Now with the wrap, I generally put the darker one on the outside, so I'll do it first. So just, I'm going to pop you down a little bit lower. Just cross them over so you've got two peaks like that. Get your second colour, pop it straight over, just do it exactly the same. Then I get scissors because this is too deep. If I were to wrap it at this depth, I'll show you what we will get. That's what we would get. A little bouquet so deep down in the paper that you can't see it. So what we are going to do is we are going to get scissors, and right in the center, I generally just try to line up with the bottom of the peaks like that, right in the center, and I just run it up however far you think it's going to sit nicely at. Generally go up about that far, and then just fold them back like that. And now, generally most bouquets don't, if they're done nicely, they don't have a, I just did it right on the edge, that makes it easier. Don't have a front and back generally, they look pretty much the same all the way around. So we pop that on there like that. I pop a staple in the first layer of paper because that's going to be hidden anyway. Do the same, repeat. Then I generally sit it, which I just nearly forgot to do, sit it so the peaks are off centre to what the next lot of peaks are going to be, so they sit in between each other. So you've got the two different coloured peaks in between, spreads the colour out a bit nicer. And then I've just got these stickers here. I've got bigger ones which I ran out of, and I had these ones which aren't as sticky. I don't like them. They're smaller and not as sticky, but I'm trying to use them up. Sometimes I've even got to pop a staple in these ones still to make them hold properly, which I don't like. I hate having a staple in the outside layer. But that right there is Bouquet wrapped. I'll pop you up a bit. Colours all nicely displayed, and it is easy as that. I might do another bouquet. I might show you another wrap from a different angle, just so that you can definitely get how I'm doing it, because I struggled when I was first learning how to wrap. I struggled as well, and if I can just get a different angle, and that makes it a little bit easier to learn, hopefully. So I'll do that with the next. Okay, so this is our other angle. You're on the same angle as me now, not coming from the top. So we're going to cross over, make our mountain peaks about the same height. Get our second paper. Sometimes the papers just do not want to sit right. Like that. So we've got our two peaks. Get our cutters. Now, I did plan on doing the colours the other way around, so I'm going to change which one's on top. Fold it back. Pull it down to the edge. I find that makes it easier. Pop your bouquet on. You want the point of where you've cut it here and folded, stay there, to be, you want your bouquet to be sitting right where you've tied it off. So that is going to pull up around right where you've spiraled it. So I pull this side left first. I take left over. Depends how you, if you're a left-hander, you potentially do it the other way. Pull the right side up. Stapler. Pop a staple in there to hold that. Get your other piece of paper. Fold back. Pull it down to the edge. Pop your peaks so they're off centre to each other. Still need to keep where you spiraled, right at the point of where you cut the paper. Left side around, pull the right side up, and pop your sticker on to hold it. Now again, I don't normally, I have better stickers than these ones, but I want to use these up so it's not wasting them. Pop a sticker on, pop a staple in there to hold it. Lift it up, and then you can sort of see where you need to get your paper to sit right, and that's wrapped. And I didn't show it in the other one because, well, I may have forgotten. But I get organza ribbon, just a short length. Pop it up underneath, tie it, pop my hand over here to scrunch it in, pull it up nice and tight like that, so it's holding the wrap, and pop it in a bow, and that's it, finished. We hope this is helpful. We hope you enjoyed it, and if there's anything else you want to know to do with bouquet making, wrapping that I've missed, that you can't quite pick up in this video potentially, just let us know in the comments and I can do another one. But in the meantime, I hope this is helpful for someone and you enjoy it. Subscribe, like, share, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.